Hello, and my name is MrMakabroni, and welcome back to Without Within. Last time, this little bitch here was really self-conceited a whole bag. And she lives in a shitty house. Watch episode 1 if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Here we go. Back where we left off. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the street ahead. Surely, this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. Hopefully. All you gotta do is hope. And try. Effort can always bring out happiness. Or really, really big disappointment. I don't know, maybe if you weren't on a... How is this the street? I swear she's on B2. Okay, I'm not going to question a thing. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was that old saying? 10% of the people you reach out to will buy your work. I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please, anything but 0. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Is that dancing? Well, we have a save data not too far before this, so let's just make a choice here. For now, let's just persevere. Persevere and keep our heads up high. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. Get the fuck out of my way. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. At last, someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. "You're charging for these?" I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted. "I would never hang these on my wall if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen." Damn, that's being an ass. That's horrible. Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. I mean, I don't want to... Fuck. Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed out. Teeth. After chuckling in my face, the man strutted off. Determined to prove him wrong, I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walked by without sparing me a look. Lingering here any longer would be a waste of time. Aw. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew the man's word had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time over nothing. Yet, if I lacked the gift, persevering might make things worse. Tears welled in my eyes, and I clenched my fists to hold them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying within the crowd. Looked like we had a lost child on our hands. Some pedestrians shot him glances, but none of them offered more than that. These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphies to be owned by people like that. I should help the kid, but that would mean being late for my job. Dude, I gotta help the kid, man. I can't just ignore him. If I judged others for abandoning a child, then did the same myself, I would be a jerk and a hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy. Of course, you can't just do that.
There, it's okay. Did you lose Mommy? The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in to stroke his back with one hand and his head with the other. Let me know if you lost Mummy, okay? I'll help you find her, so there's no need to be scared. The kid managed a nod at last, and I whispered good boy into his ear. What's your mummy's name? Hungry. Her name is Hungry? The boy's tummy growled and I realized what he meant. Oh well, how about I buy you a sandwich? The kid shook his head. I want ice cream. Hey kid, ice cream is more of a dessert actually. I want ice cream. And so ice cream it was. One for him and none for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt on his shirt. Jessie, the boy said. That's Mummy's name. Jessie, I called as I strode along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever, enough to make me blush. In fact, maybe I should try shouting Jessie at random the next time I sold my calligraphies. I don't think that's a good idea. The sky turned orange as time ticked by. Yes, I knew my shift started half an hour ago. Stop reminding me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried toward us. She ran past the red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. Mummy! The boy shook free of my hand and rushed into his mother's embrace. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman Oh, thank you so much for your help. You're wonderful, just wonderful. The torrent of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin. Anyone would have done the same thing. Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know, the mother said. Actually, there is something I need help with. The mother nodded. Anything in my power, miss. Which way back to the train station? Oh, I got lost, stupid faggot. Oh. Make an alternate save data. Why is there so many slots? This game isn't even that long from what I heard. Whatever, it's not a big deal, I guess. Ugh. The sky had gone dark by the time I arrived at work. I opened the restaurant door gingerly to avoid making any noise. Stealth mode switched on. They called me Ninja Vinti for a reason. Miss Vinti! The voice of my boss nearly made me jump onto the ceiling fan. Sorry I'm late. I wanted to explain, but my boss glared at me, and my tongue slurred out a bunch of syllables. My explanation was in there somewhere, probably, maybe. I received an earful from my boss, but at least I got to keep my job. Several colleagues shot me frowns for not being there during such a busy period. In the end, I took all the blame without complaint. Well, at one point, I locked myself inside a toilet and screamed into the bowl. I also might or may not have fantasized about drinking my workmates. Dunking my workmates. Heads into the toilet. That was for me alone to know, though. At least I earned the paycheck needed to keep my landlady quiet for another month. As for the month after that, we would see when the time came. All I wanted was to pursue my art, but reality kept pressuring me toward finding a second job. On my way home, I spotted a banner for an upcoming visual novel named Princess Ariya. The game had been long hyped on every forum I knew. Amazing art along with a cast of famous voice actors. The writer and composer were big names too. Actually, I think I heard of this. Isn't this a real game? I don't know. I'll take a look after this. Speaking of which, it is almost 10 minutes and I gotta get going. So, without further ado, like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see what happens to Miss Vinti after this. Like, subscribe, and stay frosty, icicles. Bye-bye.